Hey, it's AJ Postel here with Lone Star Gun Rights, and we are very excited to announce that Governor Greg Abbott has officially just signed into law HB 1935. That is our knife bill. It will go into effect on September 1st of 2017. Now, this was one of our 4 top priorities that we set for this session, and we are very excited to see this one pass. Now, I know many of you are thinking about, what about constitutional carry? Well, we haven't given up on constitutional carry, and we have a lot of plans to see that happen. And we will always continue our fight, as that is our main goal, is to bring constitutional carry back to Texas. Now, if you recognize knives as a very vital part of this Second Amendment, then you will understand how much this victory actually brings to the state of Texas. Knives are often forgot about in the Second Amendment, and we were very excited and very glad to work this bill through from start to finish. Now, this knife law is very important for many reasons. I will always try to carry my firearm anywhere possible as a means of defense for myself and my family. But there's many locations where you're unable to carry that firearm, so being able to carry your knife on you gives you that means of self-protection, because after all, when seconds count, you need to be able to defend yourself, your family, your loved ones. A lot of people may not be comfortable also with a firearm, so this opens up a broad area of means of protection throughout the state. Also, it could be costly for somebody to obtain a firearm while they're waiting also on their license to come in. This opens up a very broad sense of a means of protection. Now, what the law actually does is it eliminates all the prohibited knife language off the books, meaning daggers will soon become legal. Dirks, Bowie knives, spears, and swords. That's right, even swords will then, on September 1st, become legal to carry around. That's pretty neat, right? So any of the prohibited language that's left on the books will basically be removed come September 1st pertaining to bladed weapons. I know a lot of people have questions as they've seen this bill come through and presenting. So let me go ahead and address those questions. A lot of people ask about switchblades and out the fronts and stuff. Well, those are actually currently legal as law sets. We had passed that in a previous session, making those illegal, but it will open up for the double-edged switchblades and out the fronts to then become legal. So that's great also. A lot of people ask also, what about this city in Texas? They had laws regulating that we couldn't carry this kind of a knife, but this kind of knife. Well, last session, we worked to eliminate where these cities were going in and superseding state law. So basically, they cannot supersede what state law says pertaining to knives now. So, for instance, this lock black pocket knife was illegal in San Antonio at one point, but yet this was legal to carry. So we had fixed that last session, and that will remain in place. So it doesn't matter what zip code you're in, as long as you're in Texas. And what Texas law will state come September 1st is that there is no illegal prohibited blades on that. Now, it will be important to recognize with blades over 5.5 inches, there will be certain location restricted areas. And this is the only gray area you need to keep in mind while carrying only knives over 5.5 inches. There's prohibited places, and I'll go ahead and read those as follows. It's going to be schools, your polling locations, courthouses, airports past the secured checkpoint area, racetracks, 51% establishments, meaning bars, sporting events, correctional facilities, a jail. You're not going to walk in with a 5.5 inch or larger blade into a jail. Hospitals, nursing homes, mental facilities, amusement parks, and churches. Those are just a handful of locations where only 5.5 inch blades or larger will not be allowed to carry in. but you can vastly carry in the majority of Texas these large big blade knives. And I don't foresee a lot of people actually carrying these big blades now, as we don't see too many people carrying big blade fixed knives under 5.5 inches currently. But what it does, it gives us that protection, so you're not a criminal for the mere possession of something that's legal for you to have. And that's what we saw in a few circumstances throughout Texas, is that people were getting in trouble for having a knife that was sharpened on both edges. A little boot knife, a dagger, was sharpened on both edges, and they were getting in trouble with that, as well as they were getting in trouble with, say, they just got through hunting and they have their pig sticker on them, and they go into a gas station and they were getting in trouble. So this is a fantastic law that we were happy to see the governor sign today, and we will be super excited when it goes into effect September 1st. As always, keep your knives sharp and free of rust. Stay armed, stay vigilant.